Tonight was a wonderful example of how to be a good TME. And I wrote that in my notes, and I realized that the last time Jenny Zhang, maybe it wasn't the last time, but it was a recent time, I was also general evaluator, and I said the same thing. You were talking about good luck charms, do you remember? And it's like, oh, charms, kind of an odd thing. But then she asked really good questions, she framed it really well, and the Olympics, on the face of it, it's like, oh, what's your favorite sport? Okay. But what did she do today? How did she refer to the speakers? Athletes. And it's like, oh, now we have, and she named the athlete kind of based on the sport that they like. Oh, we have a volleyball player coming up. We've got this kind of player, that kind of player. This is great, and it's rare to see in a host be able to use their themes so effectively throughout the entire meeting. Every single section she treated like a round of a competition. And so to take your theme as a host, Paul is doing Bring a Friend. I don't know how you do that with Bring a Friend, but to be able to tie your theme from start to finish, really good hosting skills. So I want to encourage everybody to apply that to your own hosting style. Really nicely done there. And another thing I want to talk about that I thought was very effective is people today, they were picking great titles for their speeches. And so I want to give you an example, because actually, Luis, tonight his speech was entitled Communicating with My Better Half. What was your title before that?
My communication style? I forgot.
Yeah, it's like my communication style. Why is everyone laughing? Because it's such a good level up. And today he messaged me, he's like, wait, I have a better title. And when you look at this, Communicate with My Better Half, everyone's going to look at this and want to know, like, oh, what's the struggle? What's the hot gossip? I want to know. You really grab people's attention. 少即是多也是一个非常棒的标题，你看着什么东西少就是多，这个也是非常好，会让你开始想他今天要讲什么内容。Or Chloe, My Family is a Team. This was my personal favorite title because the My Family is a Team fits nicely with the Olympics theme. And so for our speakers, I also want to encourage you, sometimes you can think about what is the theme for the night, and can I kind of work my speech a little bit to have some good synergy with the theme? And so I loved seeing that. It was the first title I saw when doing the agenda, and I thought, ooh, nicely done. Really good. So, nice. I also want to talk about the word of the day. The word of the day was a gamble, because sportsmanship, we're not in the language evaluation session anymore. It's back, it's affected again. Is tricky. Toastmasters kind of conventions is you go for an adjective or sometimes a verb for your word of the day. It's easier to sneak into speeches. And Eric Moss said, no, the Olympics, sportsmanship.
Good game.
And really good with a fun gesture that also kind of fits with the Olympics theme. Nicely done. And people responded to this. I was impressed. When he came up and started talking sportsmanship, I thought, maybe not. But people really did, so nicely done. And I think what makes it effective is, again, tying the word very closely to the theme and making the introduction something that stays with people, so people will remember to use the word. Very nice. Now, in speaking about themes, I want to talk about table topics and how that can be tweaked just a little bit. Tonight, Hugh did a really good job asking open-ended questions, things that most people can start to answer. Even though, right, like, what are your final words to your child? And you're like, dear imaginary child, I imagine such great moments. But you can still kind of talk about it, right? You can imagine a scenario. So fairly effective there. My small critique would be to try to get your questions tied more into the theme. Part of that's because our speakers and evaluators tonight, they all respond to the theme. What's their favorite sport? What do they like about the Olympics? And so the table topics is a great opportunity to get people to also share about their ideas of the theme. Now, of course, it doesn't have to all be sports related. You can use different kinds of sports adjacent topics like teamwork, frustrations, and things like that. But I think just tying into the theme will really elevate that. So again, theme is key. You can see it when people tie into it, the power of that synergy with titles and words. And by getting your questions also tied in there, bam, the whole meeting rocks.
Bam!
All right, TME.